Hello students, our today's lecture is on Unit 3. Topic is Linux kernel concept. As you have learned earlier also, kernel is the most important part in the operating system. So kernel is a special code written in a C programming. It is at the core of the Linux system. Kernel runs a simultaneous number of processes on the on the OS. Those are CPUs, memories, processors, etc. And second thing is the Linux kernel is efficient in terms of both the memories and the CPU utilization. As you know, that kernel are of two types, monolithic kernel and microkernel. Here in the Linux, we are using a monolithic kernel because it lumps all the basic services into the kernel. The Linux kernel is learned into a number of distinct subsystems. All subsystems and systems work in a kernel. So, the concept, before starting the concept, we are supposed to understand the architecture of the kernel. Kernel uses two spaces, user space and kernel space. As the figure shows you, the user space consisting a user application and GNU libraries, and the kernel space consists of a system call interface, kernel, architecture dependent kernel code, and the hardware platform. For having a communication between the hardware and the OS, which is the software, we use a kernel. So let's start discuss about the user space and the kernel space. User space is a space where all the user program and the applications are executed, and the kernel space is for executing the kernel program. It accesses full part of memory and directly interact with the hardware. So user space consists of GNU C libraries, but in kernel space we have a architecture dependent core services, processes, all the platforms, system calls, etc. This is nothing but the actual architecture of Linux kernel. So in this kernel, the two most important points we have to learn. Those 2 points are system startup and system shutdown. So let's have discuss on the system startup first. To start up the system, you have first power on the machine. This is the basic requirement of startup space. That the power is supplied to the peripheral that are immediately required to on the hardware. Because when the kernel is loaded, those peripherals are also be loaded. For loading the kernel and as well as the peripheral activities or the peripheral hardware required to switch on the machine. The first startup or a booting process goes through the number of stages. As you all know, the kernel is loaded into the memory at first. First of all, kernel is loaded into the memory. It is represented by the file /VM links or VML INUZ, VML or VM lens. The second thing, BOS, which is a basic input output system, performs some integrity check. It searches, load and executes the bootloader program. It searches the bootloader in floppy, in the CD-ROM or the hard drive. In simple terms, BOS loads and executes the MBR, which is the master boot record. After that, one sector of the boot table disk is created or located. The second thing, the MBR, which is nothing but the master boot record, then load and executes the grub. Grub is nothing but the Grand Unified Bootloader that has the knowledge of file system. and the configuration that I used for the grub is /boot/grub/grub.conf. Next is grub loaded and executes kernel, and then kernel start spamming further processes one by one. And the first process is to process ID, and the init process help to turn swarm further processes. So this was the actual startup system. Next thing, init controls a number of modes called run level. The available run levels are halt, single user mode, multi-user mode without NFS, then full multi-user mode, unused, X11 and reboot. These are some run levels are used for booting the system. So this was the actual process that we have to follow while starting the machine or a kernel. Looks at the /etc/init tab file to decide the Linux run level. It is defined default init level from /etc/init tab. This is nothing but the actual startup process. Default init level is also set with the help of 0 run level 0 to 0 run level 6. So let me explain you in such a way that there are some steps we have to follow for starting the machine or a kernel or booting a processes. First we have to boot a process. There are number of processes in the stages. Kernel is loaded into the memory first. After loading the kernel, BOS, which is nothing but the basic input output system, is performing. Then it just executes the MBR. MBR is nothing but the master boot record. After master boot record loading, master boot record is executed the grub, which is a grand unified boot loader that has a knowledge of file system. Then grub is executed kernel, and then kernel is start swapping the further processes, among which most important process is init process. That init process furtherly executes some levels or run some levels. Those are halt, single user mode, multi-user mode, full multi-user mode, unused, X11 and reboot. These are the levels and the machines are worked. Next thing is system shutdown. The system shutdown command brings the system down in a secured way. Subin /shutdown command controls the shutdown sequence. Then some levels of notifying the users that system is going down. Notifies all the running processes that the system is going to be shut down by sending signals that the process are terminating normally. This is nothing but the actual shutdown process. Different options should be shutdown command are given in the table. So these are the commands, you can go through with that. If you have any queries, please free to ask me. These commands are very